What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. It is no secret that these $1,400 stimulus checks or second stimulus checks are considered very important and extremely vital to the American people. Some people are calling these relief checks. Some are calling them pandemic payments. Others are calling them survival checks. But even a few of you guys are calling them too little, too late. Well, right now, what we know is that these next stimulus checks are probably not going to be given as an amendment. What I mean by this is right now, it's currently being said that these $1,400 stimulus checks, which were supposed to be a $2,000 stimulus check amendment, most likely this bill is going to take far too long to negotiate and finally get passed, that this will most likely not be an amendment. Most likely, Congress will come out and just say, we're going to provide a $1,400 stimulus check. Here's the issue. Some are actually saying that Republicans are trying to get this down, to get it down closer to maybe even $600, but no more than $1,200, which would mean Democrats would have lied to get into office because they wouldn't have passed a $2,000 stimulus check. Total would come up to, if they pass the $600 plus the $1,200, would be $1,800. Here's the other issue. President Trump, or former President Trump, and the Trump administration, they were the ones that provided that $600 stimulus check, not the Biden administration, not Democrats. So because of that, there are many people saying that Democrats are going to lie. Unless they provide a $2,000 check, additional check, not including that $600, then yes, they lied. So we will see what happens, but right now we are trying to see if Democrats are going to stand behind their word on this one. As of right now, all reports indicate they will not. There will not be a $2,000 check. It will be one check for possibly $1,400 and not a penny more. Now, we did get some more information from the second White House press briefing that happened earlier today. And I want to address this because it is extremely important. But first, there was a different feeling in this press briefing than the first one that happened yesterday. Yesterday, the press secretary, Jen Psaki, was very clear. She was very transparent. She answered every single question. But, and some of you even said in the comments when I mentioned this, that it's kind of refreshing to see somebody do this, because Kayleigh McEnany, yeah, she said some lies. She tried to deflect and wouldn't answer certain questions. And I get it, towards the end of her presidency, right before an election. But some of you guys said, just wait. This was the first interview. This was the first press briefing. Just wait for a couple years or even just a few different meetings, and we will probably see a different tone. Well, that happened today. There were multiple questions where she deflected the question. One of those had to do with getting rid of the filibuster and whether or not President Biden supported that idea or not. Now, this is what happened today in this press briefing. I just wanted to kind of throw that out there, but I want to get into what Jen Psaki actually said. Again, whether these are lies or not, we do not know yet, but I'm hoping this is all the truth. So, first off, Jen Psaki said that President Biden's priority is to have a COVID relief package. He has consistently stressed that he wants a bipartisan stimulus package and that he does not have any interest in a 51-vote budget reconciliation process. However, there is another alternative to a budget reconciliation. There is another way Democrats can still only get 51 votes and pass a stimulus package without a budget reconciliation. And this is huge. This is a game changer when it comes to stimulus. I'll get to that in just a minute. First, President Biden also doesn't want to negotiate down. He does not want to negotiate the size of the $1.9 trillion stimulus package. What is currently said, and what, according to what Joe Biden said, that we know what is needed based on what experts are saying, based on what economists are saying, based off of what, just some advisors are telling him. That we know that exactly what we need. We know the amount. So providing less would actually be counterintuitive. it would not provide the relief to the American people or the economy, which is the sole reason why we are actually doing an additional stimulus package. So, if this is true, if this is right, that $1.9 trillion stimulus package is seen as the bottom. That is the minimum we will see. It could go up, but according to all reports, Jen Psaki, President Biden, multiple Democrats, that they will not negotiate this down. This is their starting point, but their starting point is also the minimum. It can only go up from here, which could be good. Now, according to Jen Psaki, there is also not even a bill written. We heard reports that there was a bill being written, that a bill was hopefully going to be maybe presented, and we could see a PDF form or the text bill tomorrow when President Biden does his economic relief plan. That's what we were all hoping. However, according to her, that no. Currently, Democrats and Republicans are just throwing ideas around. Pretty much throwing mud at a wall and hoping something will stick. And right now, we know that throwing ideas around will not get a bill written. Congress is not going to spend the time to write a bill when some of these ideas will not even be included. So some expect this won't actually happen for a few weeks, and as negotiations probably for this bill will not even take place until February 1st. That's probably the soonest we will hear about actual negotiations. Many lawmakers are saying that the path forward is going to look very similar to that $900 billion package. If you remember what happened there, here's what happened. Lawmakers first put their proposals on the table. Nancy Pelosi and Democrats, they had the HEROES Act at $3.4 trillion. Well, then we negotiated back and forth, and then it came down to 2.2. Then we negotiated back and forth, and then they ultimately came back with a package of $1.3 trillion. Well, at the same time, we had Republicans who, President Trump and Steve Mnuchin, they were offering 1.3, then went up to 1.5, 1.6, ultimately came out to 1.88, and it was still not good enough. So we had different packages. Okay, we had different proposals. And then we had Mitch McConnell come out and show us a bill of $500 billion. That was his starting point. And so Mitch McConnell had a bill for $500 billion. Democrats had a bill for 1.3 that we never saw. That pretty much went to Mitch McConnell and just died. At the same time, the Problem Solvers Caucus came out with a proposal for $908 billion. That was ultimately the package that everybody negotiated. That's what everybody agreed upon and was considered the starting point. So, lawmakers are saying we'll see this exact same thing. We will see different sides, different proposals get put on the table. Then they will put them together. They will figure out a line item. They'll go line by line and figure out, okay, this is a yes, this is a yes. Nope, this can't be included for Republicans. This can't be included for Democrats. So they'll pull those out. Then they'll negotiate the things that they cannot agree upon. They will put the items in there that are agreed upon, just to make it simple, right? Well, after this, there will be a bill written. It will go to the Congressional Budget Office for approval, and then it can finally go to the House and the Senate for a vote. And then it would go to President Biden, and it would be signed into law. However, this is going to take some time. This is going to take quite a bit of time, according to multiple reports. So right now, here's what I want you to do. First off, I encourage you to go ahead and subscribe to this channel so that I can keep you updated on everything that's going on. Also, feel free to share this video with your friends and family over on Facebook as well, so they too can stay updated. But here's what you need to do. Okay, these updates are going to come quick. These updates are going to come in the form of a leak. That's what they always say, is that this information was leaked by a reporter or somebody with inside information. So right now, this is what's going to happen. We're going to get all these leaked reports, and then we can finally put that together, and that is ultimately what pretty much is the package. So if you want to see what the stimulus package is going to be before we actually see it, then make sure you subscribe to this channel. Now, here is where the huge development in the Senate is actually happening. There's a huge development in the Senate surrounding the filibuster. Right now, here's what we know. Mitch McConnell is trying to get a power sharing agreement done with Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. The problem is that Mitch McConnell wants to be assured that the filibuster is not going to be done away with. Now, The reason why this is so important is very simple. If we do not have a filibuster, that is technically what ends debate. And so 60 votes is what ends debate, or it's known as cloture, whatever. Okay, I won't get into all that right now, but simply put, you need 60 votes to pass some bills. The stimulus package would need 60 votes. However, if they get rid of a filibuster, then a stimulus package and all other bills would only need a simple majority. That's 51 votes. Well, Democrats have 50 Democrats in the Senate, and there's 50 Republicans in the Senate as well. And then the tiebreaker would be Kamala Harris. She's a Democrat. So if this were to happen, this is one of the reasons why Mitch McConnell is really pushing for this, that there needs to be an agreement that we will not end the filibuster. Because Republicans didn't do it. They could have done it. They didn't do it. I believe you only need 51 votes to put that in to end the filibuster. Well, Democrats could ultimately do that. Republicans could have done that a while ago and passed bills through. But here's the issue. If Democrats were to do this, then being that Democrats only hold a slim majority in the House and they're tied in the Senate, if they lose in 2022 and they lose seats, then ultimately Republicans could pass through any bills that they want. It would still have to go to a Democrat's desk, as President Biden would still be in office, but that's what they're dealing with. So here's why this could play a major role in stimulus. A few reports are indicating that if this filibuster is done away with, that could ultimately speed up negotiation process. Again, we have heard multiple times that President Biden does not want to pass a stimulus bill through a budget reconciliation. That's all he said. I don't want to do it through a budget reconciliation. That 51 vote nuclear option. That's what we're being told. We're not being told that he would not get this passed through a 51 vote majority, which could ultimately happen if they do away with that filibuster. So what we're hearing is that we could honestly see a stimulus package pass with 51 votes, but it does not have to do with the budget reconciliation. And that could ultimately speed up the negotiation process. This is one of the reasons why Democrats are really pushing for this. And Mitch McConnell knows if we get rid of the filibuster, they're going to be able to push through anything that they want. Within reason, somewhat reasonable, but they could pretty much push through anything that they want. Now, I just wanted to address this because all reports right now suggest that President Biden will most likely not support getting rid of the filibuster. However, it could still happen, but we will have to see. Now, I want to be completely honest with you guys. What you're going to see over the next couple of weeks and possibly in the next few months, we're going to see something that you're going to think, oh, this is just insane. This is great. We're going to see a lot of stimulus. Yay. Here's what's going to happen. And I'm already seeing this, so I just want to be upfront with you guys. People are going to start telling you that there's larger stimulus coming. And ultimately it could, but the likelihood of that happening is very small. The truth of the matter is this. We are going to see a larger bill come down the pipeline very soon. As to when, some are expecting in the next month or so, but others say it could happen any day now. We could get word of it. But this will not be for stimulus. This would be for a large infrastructure bill. Most likely that will exceed $3 trillion. So, I just wanted you to be aware of this because I know a lot of YouTubers are already trying to do that. Already trying to say $3 trillion stimulus bill or whatever. And it's not happening. It's not a stimulus bill. There might be some forms of stimulus included, but as far as a stimulus bill, no, it's not going to be a stimulus bill. It's going to be an infrastructure bill. We already know this. But there are already multiple YouTubers. There's people on TikTok already doing this. And there's many media outlets. Not mainstream media, but they're getting ranked on Google, so you might be able to see them anyway. But they are trying to trick people in to click on their video or watch their TikTok or go and click on their article so that you can read all about this new $3 trillion stimulus. No, it's not a $3 trillion stimulus package. It's not. So just wanted to warn you, that's already happening. That is going to happen, and just learn to expect it. So my guess is we can see that anytime, but it will most likely happen within the next couple of months. So just wanted to warn you guys on that. I wanted to update you guys on what was going on early on today, what Jen Psaki said, what we learned from this second press briefing. And again, tomorrow we are going to get an economic relief plan from President Biden. He will give us a whole talk on that. And so hopefully something comes out of that. I'm hoping for more details. As I get more details, I promise I'll bring you all those details as well. So just want to thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, like always, so I can continue to keep you updated on everything that's going on. And I'll see you guys on the next one.